Well, today's video I'm going to be going over what I've done with the garden. Yesterday I did some Owen bagged the grass clippings and put them down over here, and I'm going to go over and take the wood chip pile that I have back here and spread it over the grass clippings and kind of start building me up some layers to compost. And that's kind of what the video is going to be over today. I may go over a couple of things on the garden, but before I even get started with that, I got to work on my little wagon here or I forget what you call them now, wheelbarrow. I drew a blank there on what it's called. Work on a wheelbarrow because the wheel kept coming loose. The axle keeps popping out, so I'm going to have to fix it so it stays in. And I'll come back when I get working on that. Well, here's what the axle's doing. It slips out and it comes out of this side over here, and then the wheel drops down. So what I'm going to have to do is take and pull that back off and probably drill a hole and put a pin in it so it'll stay put where it's supposed to, and so it doesn't keep coming out. And that's kind of what I'm going to do on here. I'll pause the video and I'll come back when I get the next stage going. Well, I've taken the bracket off on this side and hammered the axle through, so now it's all the way through. Now what I'll do is I'll put this bracket back on over here, and then I'll take one of the sides and I'll drill through the holes right in here and then put a little pin in there, and so it should be a little more permanent fix. Alright, I'm back now. I have the holes drilled out, put a nail through there, kind of twisted them around so now the axle won't come out. Put one over on the other side. Normally there's a little dimple in here that holds the axle in, and that's been kind of worn down over the years and doesn't want to come out, so I don't think I'll have trouble with this axle coming out anymore. So I can use this as my biggest wheelbarrow, so kind of like to use it. All my other ones are, I got one that's real small, had good handle on, had another one the handle broke on, so I'm just wanted to get this one going again. Here's the grass clippings from mowing yesterday. Got a few more down here. Starting to get some good stuff coming up here. Here's some volunteer potatoes that are coming up. I'll let those go. The corn's getting up pretty good now. It's up a couple inches. And then down over here I have volunteer tomatoes. I'm going to kind of let those go. See what they do. Some more volunteer potatoes. Looks like a carrot there, and down here some more volunteer tomatoes. Lots of times the volunteer tomatoes don't do very well because they're just, lots of times if they're hybrid, you don't know what you're going to end up with. These are my cucumbers over here along this fence. And I start to have some kale coming up. And then over here I've got some beets starting to come up. My cabbages are doing pretty good. The ones I started early, those are doing good. Some of the other ones are starting to take off a little bit. My peppers I tried to plant, I don't think those do very good. They didn't get good size before I tried to plant them. So, but I do have a bunch of peppers and a whole row of quite a few tomatoes coming up there. And then my snow peas, they're starting to come up good. A few cucumbers over here. There's a different variety of cucumber over here. I got a few of them coming up. Waiting for those to come up a little bit better. But that's kind of my garden's doing here. You can see across the way over here to my raised beds over here. There's the asparagus up really tall. I didn't get much of it this year because I kept forgetting to go over and pick it. Now most of it's too tall, so I'll have to go in there and look. And the next one over here is going to be the ones you can see closest is the lemon balm, and then behind it some peppermint and spearmint, and then oregano, thyme, and some chives. In my back garden I just have a watermelon coming up and some head lettuce coming up. Kind of getting taken over by the weed grasses in here. But I just have one mound here that one come up from seed from last year's, and the other mound I started planting some in. Yeah, it looks like I got maybe one starting to come up. That's good. And then I have my lettuce over here, head lettuce, and then my rhubarb, which I need to go out and pick some of that. That's kind of, if I go in here, I'll be doing some, like I said earlier, I'll be doing the wood chips, moving over the grass. Then I have some cardboard papers and stuff like that. I'll be putting a layer of that down and some more wood chips and veggie scraps from the house. I don't put any meat or cooked foods in it. They kind of have a tendency to attract the critters into it. But so I just kind of, you know, the scraps from making stuff in the house, I keep all those and throw them out here. So those will go in here as well. Here's the compost pile. It's like a little bit more down. I took a layer of grass and put some wood chips over it. Another layer of grass, put some wood chips over it, and laid down some paper and cardboard, and then put more chips on it and covered it all up. And I watered in between the layers to get it nice and moist, so to start decomposing. It's not a big pile yet, but it's got some good layers in it. There's my other pile. I still got more in that pile than I have in this one, but garden's not going to grow too much here because there's too much sun throughout the day. So only plants that like a small amount of sun will go here. So over there in the nice sun, it's still in the sun, being in the sun most of the day, would be the corn and all the peppers and everything else. And this great big area here that's all not planted yet, that's going to be all sweet potatoes. They got a lot of those coming, but they're still waiting for those to show up in the mail. But my compost pile is hopefully be doing pretty good. I got it watered down good, and as you can probably see, I'm watering down the other pile. It was a little dry inside and it wasn't composting very well. So I'm going to end this video. Make sure you look over in the corner for the subscribe button, and I'll also put a link into my other garden videos. I'm trying out a little bit different format. My other format was 4x3 and it's kind of small. I found out on my phone I can set it to be a 19x9 format. So I'll see how it is. It looks like it might be a little bit better. Don't know until I actually watch the videos, but hopefully that'll get a little bit better view. The other one was so small that everything kind of got too squeezed in. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my other videos.